Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Jewel and Arit here.
Hello.
And welcome to the Essetino Weekly Mastermind, episode number 154.
Yes, welcome everybody to another Thursday live stream. I'm Orit. This is Jewel. We're founders of Essetino Media, where we help you create profitable content. So we host these live streams every single week to hang out with you, to discuss different topics, to answer any questions, just to get to know you better. And we come across some random topics sometimes, but that's okay because that's just what it's like. And yeah, we're happy to be back. We were just on a Vegas trip, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we got some stuff to share with you.
Yeah, well, it's called Lessons Learned. I shortened it. It was like Lessons from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But it's Lessons Learned from Las Vegas. And it's really interesting because the last time that I attended Las Vegas was in 2019. And so it's 2023. And then the whole pandemic happened. And lots more information has, seeped into my brain. Lots of, in that time, we learned a lot about marketing, about branding. And I just feel like it was like a new Vegas.
Like you saw Vegas through a different set of eyes.
Yeah, I did. Because, you always want to be evolving and growing. And even though I've been to Vegas, like literally at least 20 times, I've been going to Vegas since I was like 5 years old. We used to drive all the way down from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, all the way down to Las Vegas for trips with my family and stuff. It was like once a year we would go to Las Vegas. So I'm very familiar with Vegas, but this time was the best. And I noticed a lot more life lessons. I like to take life lessons from anywhere I go, but this one's going to be good in particular.
Yes, awesome, cool. So let's get the live stream started.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who are just coming in here, please do share your wins with us in the comments section. We always love to start off with, how was your week? What's a win you can share with us? What went well? What are you proud of achieving? A milestone, something cool that happened. It doesn't have to be business. It could be something, outside of business as well. Please do put that in the comments as we say hello.
All right. So we've got Christine Von Pander in the house. Hey, Christine.
Whoop, whoop. I love how you started off the chat with that comment.
Love your channel name. You got your name dash income streams. I'll have to check out your channel.
Very cool.
All right. And we've got Braden in the house. Hey, Braden. How's it going?
Hi, Braden.
And we've got Fanatical Side Rider in the house. Hey,
yes,
Roland.
Yes. Hello, Roland.
And Roland says he's never been there. Same with Braden. Yeah, a lot of people haven't been there. It is a common destination on this side, like on the west side. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there are still so many people who haven't been there. I do recommend going at least once in your lifetime just to experience, because it is, yes, there's a lot about Las Vegas, but just to experience it one time, right?
Yeah, and like I'm not much of a gambler, so you don't have to like that whole vibe in order to enjoy Vegas. There's so many other things that you can get out of it, and Vegas has a lot to offer besides just gambling.
It's funny because people, every time you interact in Las Vegas and people ask you, they always say, "Oh, did you win?" Like, did you gamble? And it's funny because I don't want to gamble at all. Like I'll do a couple dollars. I'll put like a dollar bill or whatever in the slots just for fun and see what happens. But to me, the concept of gambling that way doesn't really interest me. I'd rather take strategic gamble moves in business. That's what excites me more. So, and I was actually listening to an audiobook that talked about that exact same thing, where most people want to gamble in Vegas, but they don't actually want to gamble like with starting a business
on their,
or,
yeah,
or themselves.
Yeah, taking risks or chances in that way, like with starting a new venture or, like to do with your health or what have you. Yeah, totally agree. Hello, Derek.
We've got Derek in the house. Hey, Derek. Great, YouTube coaching call that we had yesterday. I'm excited for your new plan, your new strategy of, making money online. We've got Tracy in the house, Little Garden on the Prairies.
Hi, Tracy.
Hello. And Brayden says, yeah, I want to drag my brother there.
Do it.
It's fun for everybody. Like, honestly, even kids. Families, there's tons of families there.
Yeah.
Just like the young and old. It's for all ages, I would say, honestly.
Yeah.
Roland.
All right. Roland's sharing a win here. Made some more collaboration deals with vendors and just received an email from a vendor who wants to send me a $500 water softener for my home in exchange for a video. Have to look into it more.
Nice.
Very cool.
I remember when you were only receiving free products, Roland, and now, I get messages from you saying you want to charge $500, you want to charge $250. This is like, it's awesome to see where you've grown.
That's the way to do it. Just climb the ladder. It's always kind of weird charging in the beginning because you're like, how much do I charge? What is my value? What's the value of the channel? That kind of thing. But it's just like climbing a ladder. It's just a game, a stepping game. So it's really cool you've gotten to this point, Roland.
Roland feels the same way about gambling. Here's a quick funny story before we really get into everything Las Vegas. We were waiting for reservations at a restaurant. It's crazy because there's so many restaurants in Las Vegas, but all of them are so busy. Like every single one's busy. There's food everywhere. And we were waiting for a table, and obviously it's in the casino, and you're waiting, and we went to go play the roulette slots. So I put in like $5, and then I don't know how to play roulette, but I was just, pushing buttons, red,
just choosing red, black,
even,
numbers,
or whatever.
Yes.
And then we rolled it, whatever, and then it went from $5 to like $7. We got like a $2 increase profit, right? We're like, whoa, cool. And then we like rolled it again, and then we just like lost everything. And then I was like, oh, I probably would have had better luck if I ran a YouTube ad or something for $7.
But then it's funny because we did like a different set of slots on a different day, and then I think it was like $5 or something
that turned into 14.
Yeah, like $5 turned into 14, and we're like, yes, let's cash out.
Yeah, I know,
we're done. Not very good gamblers.
Just for whatever fun, right?
Yeah.
But you can see people like playing for real, like playing like it's like their life.
Very serious, and like they have certain quirks, and they'll like press the button twice or have a certain rhythm about pressing the buttons on the slot machines. Yeah. It's really interesting.
Pull the handle. They'll pull the handle for a bit, and then if they don't win, then they start tapping.
Yeah.
If they don't win there, then they start pulling the handle again.
Yeah. Push it up.
All right. Derek says, I'm excited too. Can't wait to begin.
Nice.
Brayden says, did you see the sphere?
Yes. Yeah, for the first time. I had no idea it was there, but then I was walking the strip. I turned my head and this is how I saw the sphere. I see a giant eyeball in the distance. This is at night, in the evening. It's just a giant eyeball blinking at me. And I'm like, what is that? What is that? And it turns out there's lights on the sphere, right? For those of you who don't know, they built this really crazy sphere next to, I believe it's the Venetian Hotel, and it's supposed to be a new kind of concert venue, almost like a like a 4D experience where you have like speakers around you, and actually don't know too much about it, but the taxi cab driver told us a little bit about it and how, is it Cold or U2? I think the band U2 is going to be one of the first bands to perform there at the Sphere, I believe later this year. So yeah, but then during, when there aren't concerts there, there's like these lights that show up on the Sphere, and there's different illustrations. There's like one of a galaxy, there's the blinking eye. Yeah, so it was really cool. And of course, like tourists like crazy taking photos on the bridges of the Sphere.
Yeah, it's like a perfect circle dome thing, and they have projections on there. The eye looked really gross. It looked like an eye that was sick. Like it was weird. It was like creepy. It was like a Halloween eye.
Eye, like
it's like diseased.
Yeah, it was yellow. It was like yellow eyes or something like that. It was really weird, and there was bloodshot at the same time.
Yeah, the other graphics were cool.
Yeah,
not that one. Roland says it's weird. The $250 charge didn't work out, but I'm taking the free item for a video just the same. Okay, cool. I mean, the thing is, you asked, because a lot of people don't even want to ask because they're afraid of the rejection.
Yeah.
But at least you asked. Okay, they said no. So then you get the product and you film the video, and maybe you flip the product and you sell it. When I ask people if they want to send me products, recently there was like this magnetic monopod for cell phones. I will be doing a video on it. And I said, I asked it's a product review, so you can't ask like a crazy amount for a simple product. So I asked for $50. They said, oh, sorry, we don't have the budget. And then I said, okay, well, can you send me 2 of them? So they did. They agreed to send me 2. I'm filming a video on it, which I already did, and it's already up. And then I can probably go and flip that monopod now for maybe $20-25. So if it's a physical product, you can sometimes ask for 2. Or if it's a software, you can ask for like the full license of the software. Okay. Here we go.
Beth went to a casino with her mom yesterday. Roland says she won over $300. Wow. And her mom won more.
Nice.
Those days are far and few between. That's amazing.
That's amazing. Congrats. I mean, yeah,
I would not know how to do that.
Yeah.
Yay,
that's so cool. How much did she put in to get that amount? Yeah, U2 is going to be the first to play at that venue.
I definitely have to watch a concert there at some point. Like it sounds pretty cool, the experience. Like, is it going to be a different experience than just a simple concert, watching someone play?
Yeah. Yes. So if you're following me on social media, I did put up a video where there's a club in Las Vegas called Jewel Nightclub. And we were walking down the strip, and you just see it. Like, everywhere is a billboard, right? There's lights everywhere. It's just like in your face. I mean, at the time when you're there, it's amusing with all the lights and everything. But it's basically like promoting everything. And I saw my name in lights. And I did like a video, and I took a photo and everything. Because it's Jewel Nightclub. I didn't end up going to that nightclub, but it was really cool. I was freaking out in the video for those of you who saw it, because I was really excited. Because look at that. That's exactly my name.
That's really cool.
At the Aria Hotel. Christine says magnetic monopod sounds Star Trekky. Yeah, it's pretty cool because with the latest iPhones, they have the magnetic,
the ring,
the maglock thing.
Yeah.
So this right here is a magnet. So if you have maglock accessories, it's magnetic. So with the monopod, I don't need to try and fit it in like a holder or anything like you usually do.
Yeah.
I just tap it, and it's a strong magnet, and
it's very strong. It won't fall off.
It's extremely convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we've got Felix in the house. Hey, Felix, how's it going?
Hi, Felix.
Hey, fellow masterminders. Jewel Nightclub sounds like a real name. Yeah, it's totally real
Yeah.
nightclub at Aria Hotel in Las Vegas.
Hello, Angel.
We've got Angel in the house. Hey, how's it going? Where are you watching
How
from?
are you? There are more accessories. I have the one for in the car. Oh yeah, there's lots.
Yeah, there's lots of different kinds of mag lock accessories. There's the charging one. Yeah, also have the one in the car. There's that monopod one.
Yeah.
There's probably a bunch of different kinds because people are with accessories with cameras and everything like that. They make an abundant array of accessories. Just go to Amazon and type in iPhone mag lock accessories, and you'll see all of them.
That's awesome, Roland.
Beth said she played $100 and won 400. Her profit was 300. Nice. That's awesome.
You got Lady Luck there by your side.
New
cool.
Jersey. Awesome. Cool.
Awesome. Welcome.
All right. So, as you guys know, we were in Las Vegas, and we want to share with you some lessons, some cool things. Maybe share some experiences that you guys have not done before. So one of the main things there's two main things that we did in Las Vegas. Every time I travel, I like to do something adventurous, very adventurous, and very usually in nature, adventure and nature. My favorite movie is The Mummy. And if you've ever watched that movie with Brendan Fraser, it's all about how he's in Egypt and he's in the pyramids and the mummy's trying to get him and all that. And it's like crazy adventure. And so I grew up watching that movie when I was a teenager. And I was like, I want to do cool adventures like that too. So one of the first things that we did was we went to Antelope Canyon, which is in Arizona. And first thing is you can't just show up and expect to walk in there yourself.
Yeah.
You do need to coordinate with the Navajo Nation, the natives there. They have to lead you in there. And I would recommend going with a tour that already facilitates this for you, just because it's extremely busy. There's so many people. And when you're with the tour, they just talk to them and get you all set up. They put you in the car, because there's 3 different kinds of canyons too. So when we were first going there, we were confused because there's Antelope Canyon X, there's Lower
Antelope Canyon,
Cantaloupe,
and
Antelope
and Upper Antelope
Canyon.
Yeah.
We went to Antelope Canyon X, which has the 2 variations of the different types of canyons in the lower and the upper.
Yeah.
And so, those stock footage images that you see with the rocks and they look so smooth and stuff? Looks exactly like it in real life. I will say in the photos, it's a lot more smoother than in real life, because when I saw it in real life, it was definitely a lot more rough, but the photography makes it look so smooth. And it was just like an epic experience to go into Antelope Canyon.
It was just, it was breathtaking.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. So, in certain sections of the canyon, the way the light comes from above and drops into the canyon, it changes the way it looks during certain parts of the day. So as we were walking through the canyon, and it's quite narrow, the walls are like really narrow, and they have certain crevices and stuff, but it's all smooth because it's been carved that way by water rushing through the canyons over thousands of years. And the way the light comes in, it's really cool because you can see certain sections as like bright red and like orange, and it changes the
golden
colors. Yeah, and it was so cool to just be in that and experience that. Really breathtaking. It's somewhere that I've wanted to go to for a long time. And the only thing I would say is, like, it's confusing to know which part to go see.
Mm-hmm.
So I only saw Antelope Canyon X, but I'm curious now to know how that differs from Antelope Canyon Upper or Lower,
mm-hmm.
Because apparently they're all different. They all look different. And
so, it'll
be another trip.
I would go back and I would go and see Upper, and I would go and see Lower. And they're not close to each other, that are not walking distance of
they're
each
far.
other. So you need to like choose one and then go to that one. Because the tour bus was going all over the place, dropping each section of people off.
Yeah.
And here's also another kind of curveball that happened to me while I was going into Antelope Canyon. So I told you that they're led by the Navajo Nation, right? And they're very strict with what can go into the Antelope Canyon. So the bus driver on the way there was saying that, the Antelope Canyon's owned by the Navajo. They have these strict rules. If they feel that you're not deemed to go in, like you're not healthy enough to go in, they will not let you in. And a bunch of the rules was you can only have your cell phone, a DSLR camera, and a water bottle.
Yeah.
And you were not allowed, if you had a jacket, you had to wear it. You couldn't have any backpacks.
Anything loose. Like they didn't want anything to be loose on you.
It all needed to be.
You couldn't bring your bag.
Yeah. So that's why
No
it's
bags.
another thing to go with a tour, because otherwise all that stuff is going to be left in your car, and you never know. People might be, thieving around there. At least with the bus driver was in the car and made sure that everybody had their stuff was locked and everything. But anyways, I went to the bus driver at the very beginning because I was like, oh, I have my GoPro, right? He didn't mention GoPro. And I have this hand strap where the GoPro is attached to my hand. Like it just sits on top of my hand. It's like tied onto this strap here. And it's just like, it's almost like a watch, right? Like a big watch. And then I went up to him and I said, is this going to be okay? Like, are the Navajo going to be okay with this? And then he's like, oh yeah, that's fine. And I figured it would be fine too, because they're allowing DSLR cameras, like with big lenses and everything, and they're allowing cell phones. Yeah. So I thought, okay, GoPro's going to be cool. But as soon as we got out of the van, and then I'm like, I already started vlogging. And then this lady who was part of the Navajo, she pointed to my camera, my GoPro, and she's like, that's not allowed in. And I was like, oh, the bus driver said I was allowed to have it in. And then she's like, what bus driver? And then I was like, I was kind of taken aback because I was not expecting that to happen. And she's like, you have to take that off right now. Meanwhile, the tour's already started. The other tour guides already started going down into the canyon.
Yeah.
And I'm back up here kind of like conversing. I'm trying not to get like too upset about this, but I am thrown off, and I love filming with my GoPro.
Also because she said we have to leave it on this table over there, and like, there is someone watching it, but you never know, right?
I don't even know if there was someone watching it, honestly.
I saw someone sitting on a chair. I don't know if they're actively watching it, but there's someone there all the time by that table. But yeah, anyone can just take it. Like if another tour comes by and people grab their stuff, and it's really easy to have lost that. So that vlog will be partially with GoPro footage and partially without.
Yeah.
Because we lost the GoPro during that moment.
She was like, you have to take that off now. And she was being like aggressive. And I was trying to be nice and be like, oh, well, they said I could let the bus driver. And then she's like, which bus driver? And then I was like, oh God. She's like, take it off and then put it on the table. And I reluctantly took it off, put it on the table. And I'm like running down to catch up to the tour. So the tour didn't necessarily start off the way I wanted it to. And, I was trying to still be in the moment. It was a beautiful place with, having that happen.
And luckily the GoPro was still there by the time we got back.
Yeah.
So that was good.
And luckily I was able to still film with my iPhone, which still has amazing video quality. But to me, it just didn't make sense because I'm like, I'm filming with my cell phone and my cell phone's bigger than my GoPro. What is wrong with the GoPro, right? So it was like, I was slightly gutted for a second. I was like, God damn it. Like, why? It kind of was put a damper. Let's just say that. But there was a moment in the video where I'm like, I'm okay. I'm calm now because I was like really annoyed. I was really annoyed that no one said anything. Like, is GoPro isn't that foreign of a camera. Meanwhile, there's someone in the other tour behind me
with a DSLR
that has a lens like
Yeah.
this big, and they're just like holding it. It's like, and I'm like, I can't bring my GoPro. It's like this big. I could hide it in my pants if I wanted to, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so
lesson learned.
Don't bring
a GoPro.
but your cell phone is cool. Yeah.
And very worthwhile seeing Antelope Canyons. Beautiful.
Yeah,
really
I
beautiful.
still managed to have good moments, even though that's how it started.
Yeah,
I was like,
there's so much to post. I have so much footage and photos on my phone that I have not shared yet. So yeah, I'm going to share some of that stuff in the next few weeks. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit.
Brayden.
Because like she started saying it to the other tribes people. She was saying she has a GoPro strapped to her wrist. She kind of was like making it seem like I was being sneaky or something, but I really wasn't. I figured that they wouldn't want monopods, like an extension.
Yeah.
So I was being cautious of that. So that's why I was like, if I have it directly on my wrist, nothing's going to be extending out. And, because maybe they're worried about me scratching the rocks or the wall or anything like that, it being too intrusive. So I was like I was thinking of them in that way. So that kind of threw me off. Yes, it did not make any sense the entire time. I was like, there's this guy with this huge lens, and I'm like, oh my God.
Roland, did you throw the bus driver under the bus?
No, I was gonna go up to him afterwards and be like, yeah, remember when you told me that I could have my GoPro? Well, I didn't. He has a lot to deal with, and I didn't want to. I was like, whatever, it's over. I was just happy that I could get video footage at all. Like, I thought I wasn't going to be able to do any video, but it's fine. It ended up being okay. And at the end, when you're leaving, because you have to walk all the way down, right? And then at the end, you got to walk back up, right? And so it's kind of steep. And I was like yelling at Reed, I'm like, go get my GoPro, hurry.
Like, I'm like running up the stairs in like 40-degree Celsius heat. Yeah. It was still there.
Phil asking why they don't allow the GoPro. Honestly, I'm not sure why, because they allow cell phones and they allow big professional cameras. They call them professional cameras. They said, you're allowed professional cameras. They don't allow purses, monopods, backpacks, anything other than literally a bottled water, your cell phone, and a camera. That's it. Nothing else. You can't tie your jacket onto your waist and have that. They would say take that off.
Like, even like if you have a big wallet, you can't bring that with you. It has to be like, if you have cards or money that you want to bring with you, it has to fit in your pocket. So they're very strict about what you can and cannot bring.
I was a little weary of leaving cash and my ID and passports on the bus, even though there was a bus driver. So I was a little bit sneaky. I put everything in a Ziploc bag and I just shoved it in my shirt. Yeah. And I was like, I can't leave my passport on the bus. So I just, Tracy says, I'm looking into doing some UGC and signed up with a few content creator platforms. What's UGC?
I don't know. Let us know, Tracy.
Hoping my Amazon and influencer experience will help get me some gigs. Yeah, let me know what that is. All right. And
I'm trying to like decipher it, but
I don't know.
Yeah, let us know, Tracy, what that is.
We've got Timothy in the house. Hey, Timothy. How's it going?
And I saw Phil as well.
Oh, yes, Phil.
Came in.
Phil. There you go. We're just talking about our experience in Las Vegas, and one of the first things we did was Antelope Canyon. I'm going to buy a gimbal for my phone. For some reason, I never noticed the shaking in my videos before. Oh, nice. Are you going to get like one of those electric ones?
Phil. Smart.
I would go there with some MC Hammer trousers and fit it all in the pockets.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, put your GoPro in the MC Hammer pocket and say to the lady, can't touch this, right?
Yeah. they kind of just let you know all this information on the bus ride there. So
Yeah.
everybody's like trying to figure out what to do with their stuff and like where to shove things and stuff. User generated content.
Okay, so let's go back up to
I'm
that.
going to be doing some user generated content and signed up with a few content creator platforms.
Well, is that similar to the Amazon influencer program, but on other platforms you're saying, where it's, yeah, user generated content, just people, maybe if it's like a sales platform, or is it an influencer platform? What platforms are you looking into, Tracy?
People are loving the jokes that you did.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Antelope Canyon was really cool. Next up on the docket here is the Grand Canyon, but we did the Grand Canyon in a very rare way. Most people do the Grand Canyon with a bus ride, a very long bus ride. It's like 3-4 hour type bus ride there, and there's tons of people on the rims of the Grand Canyon, right? And they have the walkout thing, which was cool. I've done it before. I've seen the edge of the Grand Canyon. It's very trippy to see in real life. And this time when we went to Las Vegas, I said, I want to do the Grand Canyon, but I want to get there in a helicopter and I want to land in the Grand Canyon. So when we got there, we were looking up helicopter tours that do this. Helicopter tours are pretty big in Las Vegas. They have the nighttime strip tour where they have all the lights and, you know, you do the helicopter tour there. But I saw that they can actually fly you to the Grand Canyon and land in there. And man, was it difficult to get a tour. They were like all sold out. It was crazy. So many, there was like at least 5 companies we were looking at, and they do multiple trips per day, at least 3 to 4 trips a day to the Grand Canyon. But we specifically wanted the one where you land in the Grand Canyon, specifically at a part that is it's like a rural part where, first of all, when we were landing, it didn't even look like there was a landing. And when I'm gonna have a whole vlog. I vlogged the whole thing. For those of you who are on our social media, I posted a couple of clips, but the helicopter was hands down the craziest.
Yeah.
Like, it was like one of those once in a lifetime. Even seeing the Grand Canyon from up there, just going in,
it looks like you're in a VR experience.
Yeah.
Honestly, like when you're in the helicopter and you're flying over the land, like you're coming out of from Vegas, right? So you're seeing land, etc., these rivers flowing and everything. But when you get to the part where you're starting to go into the desert, and the floor drops from under you and you see these canyons and you just see kind of like this horizon of the Grand Canyon, it's so unreal. It's so it really makes you see. I don't mean to say that it makes you feel small, but it just makes you see the grandness of
the world,
of where you're living in, and that you're just like a speck in this vastness, and but from a good perspective. Like, there's so much out there, so much to take in, and it was really, really cool being able to land in there. There's the Colorado River that flows through the Grand Canyon, and on some tours you can actually take a pontoon boat, and
in there.
So they do the helicopter ride in there, they land in the Grand Canyon, they take the boat and take you down the Colorado River in the canyon.
I wanted to do that one,
but it was sold out. Yeah, so we just did the helicopter, but still really, really incredible, and a must see as well. How many of you have been to the Grand Canyon? Put in the comments, how many of you have been to the Grand Canyon? It
was my first time in a helicopter. It's crazy. I got to sit next to the pilot, which was awesome. I was like freaking out because he was, they divvy you up by weight and everything. And then at the end, he's like, okay, you go in the back there. And then he points to me and he's like, you sit next to me. And I was like, oh my God, I was like freaking out. So I got to sit next to the pilot, the helicopter pilot. And I was trying, like, not to, because like the joystick is right there and like the pedals,
Yeah.
and everybody's like so close in the helicopter. There was like 8 people in the helicopter, and I was like trying not to like lean or like do anything crazy, like because I had my GoPro monopod and stuff, and I'm just trying to keep it away from him because I was like paranoid, because he's just like holding it, and he's just like, it's like a toy. The way that it started, we all had our like headsets and everything, and then he didn't even tell us he was going, and all of a sudden we're just flying in the air, and he's like tilting it forward.
It was
and
so smooth though. It was
Yeah.
the helicopter ride. That was the first time that I've been on a helicopter. I've been on small planes like Cessna planes and stuff, and those are way more like, that's a much bigger or a bumpier ride. But the helicopter was very smooth. Like it just seamlessly lifts off and flies. And it wasn't, I don't know if it was our pilot, it was really good, or if it's normally like that for helicopter rides, but it was a very smooth ride. You didn't feel like turbulence or anything.
Yeah, it wasn't scary. It was more like trippy.
Yeah.
And amazing. I felt an immense amount of gratitude whenever I do these things of adventure, or I'm going somewhere crazy in nature and stuff. I feel like a crazy amount of gratitude, kind of like euphoric. It's a little bit crazy. It's a crazy experience to do these kinds of things, and I encourage people to try these kinds of things in nature, because nature has crazy energy. There's definitely an energy in Antelope Canyon, in the Grand Canyon. Mother Nature has energy itself to give to you, good kind of energy. And it was just wild. When we landed, you'll see the footage of us. We're just insanely happy. And I just keep going, wow, we landed. We landed in the Grand Canyon. We're like right next to the edge of some part of the cliff, and you can see the Colorado River. It was like insanely hot, but I didn't care. It was just, and we were with like really nice people from around the world, and we're all just like enjoying this experience at the same time.
Yeah, I challenge you guys to get a little bit more outside of your comfort zones and do these unique experiences.
New things.
Yeah,
New things.
like I mean, it doesn't have to be a helicopter ride or whatever, but just something new, something different, something unique you haven't tried before, because it expands your being.
Yeah.
Everything. It expands your being in more ways than one, in ways that it's not like on a conscious level, but you take all of that, you take that energy and you bring it back with you. And it's eye-opening, and you get to meet cool people in the process of it. So yeah, I challenge you to do something different. And it's always cool to find those experiences where when you're in it, it's like this childlike wonder. Like you're like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Like when you were a kid and you're looking at something like, wow. It was like that for me at the Grand Canyon. I think for you too as well.
I think the pilot was like, because I was like, oh my God, that was so
desensitized.
cool. Like I was like,
Yeah,
that was amazing. And he's like, it is, isn't it? And he's like, he does it like 3 times a day. But to me, it was just like mind blowing. It was so crazy. It was like,
find those experiences. And just watch how it changes you. It changes your mind. It expands your mind and your energy.
Who you are. Let's head back to the comments here. Tracy was saying, similar to what Roland is doing, brands send you products. Okay, so it's like sponsored videos. Sponsored videos, right? That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's actually perfect. Yeah, that's perfect for what you do, Tracy. Very cool.
And a win from Phil. 20,000 subscribers.
Nice.
Wow.
Congrats.
You are getting up there, Phil. That's awesome. 20,000 subscribers.
That's amazing, Phil.
I remember when you were like 10,000 subscribers.
Are you doing anything to celebrate? That's always the question I like to ask.
Yeah. Are you doing like a YouTube cake or something? You're going out to eat?
Not a beet cake,
No.
Right? Probably not a beet cake. Not a ketchup cake either. That must have been an incredible experience. Yeah. Yeah, it really was one of a kind.
Once in a lifetime type thing. They even have different kinds of helicopter tours. So they have one, like Arit said, where you take a helicopter into Grand Canyon and then you take a pontoon boat and then you go down the river. That's the one I originally wanted. They also have another one where you take the helicopter in and then you take ATVs and you go ATVing around.
Oh, cool.
There. I want to do that one too.
Yeah.
We also have another one where you go helicopter in and then you go kayaking as well. So that one's definitely going to be like more work because you have to like kayak, right?
I'm no good at kayaking, canoeing, like rowboating.
Yeah.
I'll be the person in the river just spinning in circles.
Fanatical Side Rider said, wow, that sounds so amazing. I'm imagining myself on the helicopter.
Yeah.
We'll have the vlog out soon. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of vlogs that need to come out.
Yeah.
And we'll show you guys. I tried to capture it so that you guys can see that and see what we experienced. It was unreal. Derek says, not for me, unfortunately. Hopefully someday. Yeah, I encourage you to try it out. Christine says, I've been, and it's like a VR experience. Yeah, when you're looking out and it's like, it doesn't seem real.
Yeah, that's very cool, Christine. Roland says, I'm in my first Airbnb experience right now. Cool. On the 35th floor condo. Yes.
Condo life.
Right above the Rogers Center where the Blue Jays play. Stepped out on the balcony and legs got weak. Beautiful at night. Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. If you're not used to stepping out on the 35th floor, it's a bit of a different adjustment. But yeah, that's really cool. Are you enjoying it, Roland?
Timothy says videos on the Amazon Influencer Program have an average watch time of 1 minute. That's awesome. That's really good. Roland says, when you do the ATV thing, let me know. Yeah, I was debating between which one to do, but it was really hot this time around because we are in the height of summer in Las Vegas. And there were some days where we couldn't go outside. Like you literally have to wait till the sun is gone because it's just so freaking hot. And even when it's nighttime, it's still really hot.
I feel like it was hotter than because I went ATVing in Israel, and that's like it's in the desert as well, but it wasn't as hot as Vegas was this time of the year in August.
Yeah. Phil says, thanks everyone. Haven't celebrated yet. Been too busy. Need to think of something. Oh, you definitely got to celebrate, Phil. 20,000 subscribers huge. Is a big deal. Think about that. 20,000 people, right? Those are people that clicked subscribe to your YouTube channel. You got to celebrate, even if it's just like a dinner or something, or going to the movies.
Yeah.
Or you buy something.
Just doing something that you wouldn't normally do, like something different to celebrate that moment of you reaching that. Because if you never celebrate your milestones and you just keep going and keep going and keep going, it's almost like, well, what is a celebratory moment? Is it, are you going to wait till 1 million? Like, no, it should be every single milestone on the way to that destination, whatever it is that you're going to. Yeah, it's part of it.
Enjoy the journey, and 20,000 is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So you got to celebrate. Do something. Go take a weekend trip somewhere in the UK or something cool, something you wouldn't normally do, like Arit said. Don't do the same thing that you always do. Do something different.
Yeah. Yes, enjoying it. Had an amazing Mexican dinner. Very cool, Roland.
I also saw, Roland, you got a Starbucks, and I saw your name on the cup.
What did you get, Roland? Was it a latte or just a regular coffee?
L. Bain.
Hello.
First-time listener, enjoying the convo and the importance of expanding your mind via experiences.
Yeah.
We are really big on experiences. So even in giving gifts to people, like with my family or friends, I usually give experiences. And if I can, I try to do the experience with them. like, for example, my sister's birthday. Her birthday's always in July, and we did a fireworks experience here in Vancouver. And it was a very unique experience because I had never seen the fireworks the way that we did. It was like a really nice dinner, in this area where you had to pay tickets to get into. And that was different. It was new, and she had not experienced that either, and it was amazing. Like, I want to do that again. And again, it's just like, enjoy life. We literally only have, we have to, remind ourselves, in this body, we have one, right? Who knows what happens afterwards? I don't know what happens afterwards. You could turn into a butterfly, a plant, whatever. You could be like, I don't know, right? But I know that it's only this body one time, so you got to experience it while you can. So we always recommend do cool things, different things. It doesn't have to be so grandiose. It could be taking an art class.
Yeah.
Like Roland, he's doing an Airbnb experience for the first time being in a condo building. I'm sure you're experiencing a whole new thing. And, when you experience new things, it doesn't always go like crazy cool, right? Like the Antelope Canyon, that beginning part, there was a part where I was annoyed and mad, but because I got my GoPro taken away. But the rest of it, I look back and I was like, wow, that was a crazy experience. And that whole thing makes for a good story now. So I try to look at the positive.
I used to be that person where it's like, I'll only celebrate when. I'll only do this cool experience when. And then that time would come around, and then you're still in busy mode, right? You still have so much to deal with. So you're like, okay, I'll do it then. And if you keep pushing that experience and robbing yourself of those cool experiences and those celebration moments over and over again, you're robbing yourself of what you're doing this all for. It's to enjoy life more, to extract the joys out of life more, to do it with the people that you enjoy doing it with, and hanging out with other people, and expanding your creativity. That's another thing that these experiences do, at least for me. I know just exposing yourself to new things over and over again, it speaks to that creativity part of your brain, and you're just able to see problems in different lights and come to solutions faster. It's really it's just that one part of expanding your mind. But that's it's one example of how it affects you in different ways that you wouldn't have really realized. And it's just as simple as enjoying life more, doing more things, cool things.
Phil says, okay, guys, I'll celebrate. I promise. Let us know how you celebrate in the next live stream. Roland says he got an Americano espresso with milk.
Okay.
It tasted like a mild coffee,
cool.
Which I like. I asked the girl for her advice. She was awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
You had a new experience. That's a new experience, right?
That's cool.
You probably had not done that before. It doesn't take much to excite me. I enjoy the simplest things.
That's awesome. That's that means that you can just be happy with the simplest things, and that's everything, right? It's we're put on this earth to enjoy our life and our time here. There's obviously bigger meanings to life and bigger purposes. We each have an individual purpose and why we're here and that kind of thing. But I think ultimately it's let's be happy, let's enjoy, let's create, let's learn all these things.
Roland says it's like those ATV rides that you do. To me, I enjoy it, but to someone who has never done it, it would blow their mind. Yeah, it would probably, we would be freaking out probably if we went on a tour with you.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Derek says it's my dream to be able to travel more often. I love traveling. Yeah, it was so fun. It was crazy. Another thing that I was doing more of this time around was tipping people. So I was tipping all the musicians or people that were in Las Vegas. There's lots of people
buskers
on the streets or on the bridges.
Yeah.
they're singing or they're selling drinks or something. There was this one part where Reet was wanting to film the sphere, and there was a bunch of people wanting to film the sphere, and it's on one of these escalator bridges that cross over. And she was just filming, and then there was this guy with a cooler, and it was hot. And then he had a whole marketing spiel, and he was like, get your drinks, get your cold drinks here, get your water, your this and that.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, and then he would say this line, and he would say, don't let dehydration ruin your vacation.
It's funny how it's still stuck in our minds even after the trip is over.
He said it over and over and over again. It just kept making me laugh. Yeah. And, he said it like 5 times. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a drink from this guy. He is out here hustling. So I went and I got a prime drink, which is not this one, but it was the yellow one, which was a rare color, which is the lemonade one. Mm-hmm. And it was awesome. Like, I love supporting people who hustle, who are out there just, grinding it. And we had a really cool conversation with him about how he gets his prime drinks. And it was cool to support. I love supporting people like that who are out there. Arit was, giving tips and things to all the artists singing out on the streets and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously, if they sounded good.
Oh, they all sounded good to me. I didn't hear someone that didn't.
Yeah.
It was just like they're everywhere. There's different types of entertainers. There's people doing like comedy skits and like magic tricks and everything. There's not a dull moment on that strip, let me tell you.
Roland said, did your flights work out fine? Yeah, so we don't take Flair Airlines anymore.
Yeah.
I would not recommend them. And I don't usually want to bash companies, but seriously, that was just an epic fail, that company. But just took the regular, Canadian Airlines.
Air Canada.
Air Canada and United Airlines. It's just typical, we're delayed 20 minutes, not we're canceling your flight and you have to take it. We're rerouting you on a flight 4 days from now. That's what Flair did last time.
Yeah, and they sent that email out like hours
before the flight. Did Flair reimburse you? Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. Here's another lesson. It's like a reminder. These lessons, always have reminders, right? So you guys know that I am into working out. I like working out at least, once, twice a week, like a good hard workout, not just like a light thing happening. Our trainer usually really works us to the point where after the workout, I'm like done for the day. And even sometimes even the next day, because our muscles are just so gassed. But anyways, I said to myself, when I get to the hotel at the Venetian, because the Venetian has a really great gym, I'm going to work out, right? And I had such high hopes. I even brought 2 sets of workout outfits. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. And I sat there at the airport at the end, and I was like, I really, had this conviction of I'm going to work out. Why didn't it happen? And then we were just chatting, and then we're like, it's the environment. I don't have the habit of working out in Las Vegas. The habit I've built of going to Las Vegas or on trips in general is, you have fun and all that kind of stuff. And so it just really solidified the message of the environment that you are in will heavily dictate your output. Yeah. Meaning, if you want to become more productive, or if you want to be able to work out, or if you want to get completely distracted, like, your environment matters, right? As soon as I got back into Vancouver, it was like, game on, we're back to working out, we're back to this, we're back to that, because the habits have been like formed and associated with the environment and also the energy of everybody else, right? So when you're in Vegas, everybody's just like eating, having fun, gambling, spending money, like all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And nobody's like working out, right?
That's what I said to her, Derek. I was like, yeah, we do a lot of walking though, so it's all good.
At least, it was like insane amount of walking per day, so at least that was happening. But the message of really your environment. So if you want to become more productive, you need to create or get to an environment that makes you more productive. If you want to work out, you need to be in an environment or create an environment that's going to get you to work out. If you're noticing that you can't work out in your home, you need to get out. You need to get out. That's why, like, I physically go to a trainer and I pay a trainer, because even I know that if I just have a regular gym membership, it's not really going to work out for me. I need a strong trainer that's going to guide me and, lead me in the workout experience, just because that's how I'm wired and that's how I work.
Well, your environment is known, like, it's been proven to affect your habits, your behaviors. Like that's why they say in some books, like, if you want to create a habit of working out or going for a run every morning, take your workout clothes, your shoes, put it out next to your bed or beside you or in your doorway so that you see it. You're basically changing your environment or doing something to so that your environment is conducive to you working out, right? So it very much affects the habits and the behaviors that you want to instill. For me, I found, like, I typically journal and read every single morning, and I did not do that at all on the entire Vegas trip. And it's almost like I didn't even think about it. But here, as soon as I was back, it was like
instant.
It's a program. Like, you're programmed by your environment to a certain extent as well.
So one of the reasons why I have a personal trainer is to hold myself accountable, because I literally tried everything else and it would always put off the trainer. And some people can do it without the trainer, and that's great if you can. But for me, and the way I'm wired with working out and all that, I need someone to push me. I need someone to go 2 more reps. You're going with the heavier weight, because when I just go to the gym myself, you just tend to just choose the lighter weight. You're not going to go as heavy as...
You won't challenge yourself as much.
When the trainer hands you the dumbbell, you don't go, oh, that's too heavy for me. Or at least I don't. I just take it, whatever he hands me, and he's always pushing us to the next level. So that was an interesting lesson that I learned. We will actually be having some more lessons that we've learned more in depth. There's one really cool story that we'll be sharing in the future episodes, but it was a really, really great trip. A lot of fun. I recommend people at least once in their lifetime check out Las Vegas. Stay at least a week, because there's so many things to do. Even though we were there for a week, I was like, I have to come back because I didn't complete everything. I wanted to do a lot more stuff. Derek says, did you bring a pedometer to count your steps?
I don't have a step counter on mine, but Jewel has her Aura ring, right?
It's a Oura ring.
Oura.
Yeah, it's a smart ring, so it counts my steps, and it was like totally counting my steps. There was one day where it was like 20,000+ steps, and that's like, it's a pretty decent amount when you are going into the 20,000s, 25,000 steps and things like that. Oh, another quick thing I wanted to mention was we saw the show Cirque du Soleil and it is a world-renowned show, Cirque du Soleil. They are known for acrobatics, amazing, amazing shows. But I will say that I actually didn't really enjoy the show. And it's a very unpopular opinion, because people talk about this Las Vegas show as one of the top 5, top 3 shows in Las Vegas. And there's so many shows. And I just wanted to say this because I just found it so interesting, because I really had high hopes for Cirque du Soleil but I was analyzing, I was like, why didn't I like the show? Because everybody else usually likes it. One, I think I didn't like it because I've seen 3 to 4 Cirque du Soleil shows outside of Las Vegas. So I've seen shows here, and they're very different than the Cirque du Soleil O. For those of you who don't know, it's the one with water. So they're doing acrobatics, jumping into water, all that kind of stuff. I thought it was going to be crazy. But if I had to rate it, I would honestly be like a 7.1 out of 10, which I don't, it was much lower. I thought it was going to be like a 10 out of 10. The story for me completely lacked. It was not what you couldn't even follow the story. It was completely confusing, I thought. It was like a show that was in segments. It wasn't like a continuous thing. And it would be constantly interrupted by these two clowns. The segments were serious, like serious acrobatics. And then they would be interrupted by two clowns trying to be funny. And then I was like, whoa, I don't want to, like, I just got interrupted here. What's happening here? And I didn't even think the clowns were funny.
So I think if you have never seen a Cirque du Soleil show before and you went to go see O, you'd be amazed.
Yeah.
Because Cirque du Soleil in general, their productions are incredible. If you like the arts, performing arts and shows and this kind of thing, like seeing the costumes and the lights and acrobatics and all this stuff, like it's impressive. But yeah, I agree that it wasn't as cool as some of the other Cirque du Soleil shows that I've seen. And those two clowns that Jewel is referring to, they're there to kind of stall in a way, because the acrobatics are like getting, I don't know, they're preparing for a different segment. They're getting drying out of the water underneath in this tunnel or whatever and changing up and that kind of thing. But because it was like their segments could have been more, like you don't want to know that they're doing that to stall you. You want to just be engaged already in the show and like not even know about it. Like you're just so engaged in it. And I found like myself coming out of the show when those clowns were there too. But
yeah, like when they came on, I was like, what are they doing? Like, what's happened to the show? So bottom line, if you've never seen any kind of acrobatic thing, you'll probably like it. It'll be amazing. If you have seen Cirque du Soleil shows before, like I said, I've seen at least 3 to 4 here. They always come to Vancouver. Then you probably won't like it as much. And yeah, that I just wanted to say that because that's usually the #1 rated Las Vegas show. I just wanted to give my opinion before anybody else saw it, if anybody was interested in seeing it.
All right, guys. So we'll wrap it up here. We shared a lot of thoughts with you about our experiences and our journey in Vegas. There's more to come too. We have vlogs coming out. We have more photos and stuff to post as well. We're going to be talking about another particular lesson learned, more to do with business in the next live stream. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit overhyped, Derek, like because Vegas is known for just constantly showing O, and O was the name of the show, and them always selling out and this kind of thing. So I was really excited to see it because like I've been to Vegas a couple times to see all the posters and everything, but this time I was like, I'm watching it. So yeah, I did feel a little bit that it was overhyped.
I was overhyped, and I would say overpriced for what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. But anyways, Timothy says, so glad you both are back. Yes. Roland's asking, how is the new song doing, Arit?
Oh, it's great. Like it's so cool to see who's listened, like what countries are listening to the song. I think when I looked at the analytics last time, it was like, was it Finland or one of the Scandinavian countries, Sweden or something like that. Germany was a big one. There's different European countries there. So yeah,
if you have not streamed it on Spotify or something, check out Arit's latest new song. It's a cover of Seven Nation Army.
You would type in Seven Nation Army, and then I'm just going to get closer there. You would type in Liaura, Liaura, into Spotify, and you'll find it. And
if you want to favorite it, and if you want to play it on repeat.
Thanks for that, Jewel. Yes, play it on repeat. It definitely helps the algorithms. Spotify, share it with more people, and put it into playlists. So yeah, really appreciate that support. But yeah, it's doing great. I'm gearing up to release another one. Don't have a date yet, but I already have the song ready, and it's an original song. I'm also recording another cover and another original. So got lots of stuff lined up for you guys.
Derek says it's one of his new favorite songs now.
Yes, that's amazing. Thanks, Derek.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. We will see you next week at 6 p.m. PST.
Yes, see you then. Bye for now.